Hello. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a great Monday. I'm a little late getting in here today. I just rolled in from work. If you're joining me for the very first time, this is Live Vibe Coding with Will Melton. I am building 52 apps in 2026. I've already built several. I'm ahead of schedule right now. And today is show and tell day. So we're actually going to go over an application that I've been working on for a couple of weeks that is ready to go. It's prime time ready. It is a book writing or book editing application. So let me get a couple of screens pulled up here. Like I said, I just got in from the office, so I'm getting a little bit of a late start. I'll go ahead and share my screen here so you can see what I am doing. While I get set up here, I am starting to use a music stream from Soma FM. And so I'm going to try to get this so that my audio is balanced, but if it's not, let me know. Give me a heads up in the chat and I will try to fix that. I know that LinkedIn can sometimes be a troublesome partner for this, so hop over to YouTube and follow me on Will Melton Vibes. All right, so I just clicked away from the screen that had my music playing. So let me go back to that and take you over to studio.willmelton.com where you can learn about everything that I'm building. Let's see. I have a new application that we put in here over the weekend. If you followed, we built something that helps us identify derivative Lego sets from the sets that we own. So that's kind of interesting. This is not really production ready. It's kind of we'll call that a pet project. Just playing, testing, seeing what we could make happen. The agency is, this is new. This is something that I have been working on to show off a little short series that we have. And after I built this over the weekend, I think I showed this yesterday. My wife said that it would be cool if we were to have ads that play in between these. So we have that going. We also have a really good play pause function here so that whenever you've paused the screen, it kind of shows you what's going on with that episode, who the cast is, what the storyline is, all that description stuff. So some cool stuff there. Always looking to find a home for our stuff. But you can take a look at the apps that I'm working on over at studio.willmelton.com. You can also join our referral program. I promise you, I'm going to have our affiliate program up and running by the time we get to the end of the week. I do have a live auction right now. If you want to check out Agent Workroom, you can check that out. I'm not going to dive into that now because we covered that last Monday, but I do want to go ahead and get into Sound Rewrite because this application has seen some updates since the last time we've been together. And I'm pretty happy about this. So I have been working to finish my book, and it has been challenging. And I decided that I was going to create some software that is going to help me do that. So Sound Rewrite is a tool that's designed to help me and anybody else who's looking to finish a book to do everything from figure out what the pitch of their book is going to be so that they can establish a base for what they're going to write about. And that covers all the key information that's relevant for someone looking to write a competitive book. We have the outline, which is what you'd think. And this is covering your full book chapters. And you can move these guys around. You can shorten them so you can make it a little bit easier to move things around. You can take a look at notes. You can take a look at the strategy that your book coach provides. You can take a look at the style guide, which is relatively new. I actually haven't played with that feature yet, to be honest. So that's kind of cool. Some other things that we have. So I've been recording voice memos, so we should be able to test this guy out today, and I'll go through that in a minute. But I'm just going to kind of show you guys all the different features before we dive right in. We also have front and back matter now, so we can establish what that's going to look like. So the title, the copyright, the dedication, acknowledgments about the author, and other books. And then the last thing we have here is a launch readiness platform. And what this is establishing for us is all the things that we need to actually get the book done. Table of contents, book pitch, cover image, and then you can export your book whenever you have everything ready. So um, some of these things are not necessarily done inside of this section. So the export, for instance, is not something that this shouldn't be something that is closed off for me at this point. I should be able to redo this if I wanted to, because I haven't finished the other parts. But this book was actually finished before the front and back matter, table of contents, and cover image were introduced to this. So as I click into here, I can see that we already have my first issue. I cannot actually upload the cover. Let's see if, yeah, I've got some stuck things here. So I do have front and back matter, but all this stuff doesn't work. So you guys found out that I have broken software. So we'll go ahead and fix it. Hey, Michael. Today we're diving into the new features that are inside of Sound Rewrite. So I'm going to give a verbal dump here. For some reason, the launch readiness tab is anchored at the very bottom, but it should be hugging the book pitch and outline sections. Yes, it's at the bottom when the outline is revealed, but it shouldn't be anchored to the bottom all the time. It should sit just below outline whenever outline is closed. I did that out of order. I'm going to wait for my transcript to stop. Okay. That was a little bit clunky. I just tested the launch readiness features in the front and back matter added, the cover image, the table of contents. Those buttons, none of them work. They don't. The table of contents works. Front and back matter works. Cover image doesn't work. The export page seems. I've already exported, but since I've exported, I have added front and back matter, table of contents, and cover image. So I should be able to re-export, but it says it's done, and I don't really have an option to do anything there. You really shouldn't be able to export until you have all the stuff done anyway. I mean, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to export so that you could at least see what it looks like, but okay, so whenever I get a front and back matter, every time I click on anything inside of that, it always says failed to create section. It just, there's no indication of why it failed, what's going on there. I feel like the launch readiness features are not fully functional at this point. But the concept with this in any event is that you'll be able to fill out all the fields in this, um, and then you will be able to create your outline, fill in your contents. And then there's a couple of different things. The manuscript analysis will help you to make sure that you're meeting your strategy. I'm just going to make a quick note here. This shouldn't be scrolling. I can almost guarantee you that this one's going to be messed up too. Why is it down below there? All right, so let's see about this. So the strategy check, outline, and content review under AI analysis are all on different parts of the screen, and I have to scroll up and down to be able to see the whole sections. It seems like something's broken with that. Can you please fix it? So one of the things that I'm going to do, part of the reason why I created the launch readiness features is because in the 11th hour of launching this, I thought to myself, well, wouldn't it be nice to write a book that actually helped people understand how this application works and kind of help them understand why it's hard to finish a book and the different barriers. And so I used AI to help me kind of contemplate a combination of things, both why I personally struggled to finish the book I was writing. I used it to help understand what we've built, and I also used it to just give me some insights as to why other people might not be able to finish their book so that we could touch on those different bases. And we assembled a book that is um, designed to address all of those needs. And in the process of getting to the finish line on that, I thought, well, why don't I publish this book on Amazon so that I can get some exposure and just show people how easy it is to go through the process. But whenever I went to go say, hey, I don't have this ready yet. Um, I need to get the book so that it's fully ready. What do I need to do next to be able to get it on Amazon as a self-published book? And so that's the way that my brain works is it's really designed to go first. And while that scares a lot of people, for me, it's the best way that I know how to find out what I don't know. Because there's always going to be some stop in the process, no matter what I'm pursuing, where I don't know something. Um, and that's not a reason to not start. It's a reason to go and figure out what it is that you don't know so that you can overcome those barriers and get to the finish line. So for me, in this particular case, it was just that. Okay, let's get this thing to a self-published status so that we can get there, so that we can publish the book. And so there were a few things that were left over that hadn't been done yet that needed to be done, and that's what the launch readiness platform is. And so what I'm going to do with you guys today is the best way for me to show anybody how this works is to demo it, not talk about it. But the thing that I have right now is I need to actually finish the book and get all these things done. So that's what I'm doing now is testing and making sure that those things work. And now that I have added new features, it makes me think to myself, does this book need to be updated? Now, I cannot update this book endlessly, but I could probably add a chapter to it. So let's see about doing that. So I have updated Sound Rewrite to include the launch readiness platform. And so now finally finish your book using Sound Rewrite is not inclusive of all of our features. While I don't necessarily need to go out of my way to update the entirety of the book to talk about launch readiness, I do wonder whether it's worthwhile for us to add a chapter somewhere in the book to cover launch readiness. Perhaps we update a couple of things near the end of the book to cover that um, chapter and make it woven in as well. Do you have a recommendation? So I'm just going to turn my mug around here right now and show you guys. I've got this swanky AI ready RVA mug. Always happy to show these things off. This is a wonderful organization that is fostering community and also helping people to find their pathway to AI readiness, whatever that means for you, for them. We're here in Richmond, Virginia, following from far. Lots of great things going on here. We're working on opening up a center of excellence here in Richmond so that we can be central to everyone in the region and also have a physical presence that we can occupy and be for everybody all the time. We have a cohort model, and what this does is it enables us to recruit volunteers who have a particular interest in a particular area of business or society where they may choose to volunteer their time and gather folks from their industry to learn about how AI is being used to accelerate progress, to solve problems, to make life better, to maybe make a little bit of extra money. And we have a new cohort coming. We have an advanced manufacturing, logistics, and supply chain management and AI cohort. That's a mouthful. And we also have a legal cohort coming. So if that's something you're interested in, give me a heads up and I'll plug you in with the folks who are organizing that. We have others, I'm certain of it, but it's hard to keep track of all that goes on in the AI Ready RVA world. If you haven't gotten your tickets to the Power of Possibility, that's on April 1st. That's going to be a fantastic event. I am in the midst of negotiating an appearance from a very important person for this event. We have lots of very important people at this event, but I have a particularly important person that I am hopeful will have in attendance. But it's going to be a great event either way. Make sure you get your tickets before they sell out. This will be a sellout event. We had 450 people at this event last year with just 2 months of planning. So learn more about the R Prize as well. That's something that we hope to kick off this year. We're trying to get this going in May, but we need financial support. All the things that I'm showing you here are it's all built with Lovable. So if you think I'm spending too much time talking about this nonprofit, what you see, this picture-in-picture video, all of the color river, if you can notice here, color flows across the dollars. Everything is built with Lovable, so we are vibe coding it all. This is a whole case. I can go, I must go. One of these show and tells, I'm going to show you guys the back end of this because this runs our entire organization. It is a behemoth, not a bad behemoth, just a behemoth. And you can see, here's what it looks like if you are a member. You can see all the tickets to your events. You can see benefits, all of your history. Lots of things going on over here. Honestly, it's been a little while since I've been in here. This is new. There's a lot of new things. All right, so let's see what's going on here. I gotta make sure that everything that we said was broken is fixed. We'll check all that stuff here in just a minute, but I want to see about this plan. All right, let that write. And while I do that, I'm going to check on these things. Let me add some front and back matter templates. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, I get what that's supposed to do. That step's not complete. So I'll talk to this. I tried to add front and back matter to my book, and after adding just the title page, the launch readiness platform indicated that I had finished, but that's not correct. I'll read that later. This will give us an opportunity to identify chapters that we need to see have gaps where the audio hasn't been transcribed. I do believe that that yellow dot is an indicator that there is content here that needs to be converted to audio, but I don't see a section that's not the same. So, not sure what that's about. Okay. Okay. Is the table of contents supposed to include the title page, dedication, copyright page? Seems like that doesn't make any sense. Acknowledgements and about the author, do those things usually get included in the table of contents? Those sections need to be treated as special if, in fact, they are. And okay. So as I finish up today's session, I've been going at it for about 25 minutes here. I'm going to go for 35 more or perhaps less. It's Monday. I did a lot of physical labor this day and yesterday, but I am working on getting West Broad Studios open, and so I have been a little zapped. Go check out my LinkedIn post on this if you haven't seen it yet. I have opened up a studio, and this is not yet done, but we're going to have it finished tomorrow, and we're going to have some folks over on Wednesday to check it out. So if you'd like an invite, you're in Richmond area, please feel free to hop over and ask me for an invitation, and I'll let you know what time it is and where you can find us. We have some cool stuff going on that website where you can actually book. I was told today that it says that you can book now, but it's not actually going to be available until the 1st of March. But I will make sure that that's updated. But westbroadstudios.com is going to take you there. I'm going to just kind of finish up here with sound rewrite. What I hope to be able to do is finish all of this work and actually export the finally finish your book using sound rewrite. I want to rename this book, I think. Sorry, this music is kind of weird. Let's see what else we have here. All right, so tell me, folks, if this is a bad audio balance. I try to keep it good and keep the audio balanced properly, but sometimes LinkedIn's a little bit of a problem. So Sound Rewrite is the book writing application. You can go to soundrewrite.com and actually trial this for free right now and already listen to sections of your book if you are an author. So I encourage you to check that out and find out how you can finish your book faster, how you can actually finish your book. And the internet's a weird place. I have been working on these for who knows how long now. There's a few of you watching. I've been building 52 apps this year. I'm working on building 52 apps this year, so you can check out studio.willmelton.com to follow along on my journey. Become a referral partner. There's all kinds of benefits associated with that. I'll let you find out on your own. But do subscribe on YouTube if you are interested in learning how you can build businesses from home. Everything I do here is about creating things that are going to help people with something in their life. So for me, it's finishing a book. For others, it might be starting a business that is going to help them have an independent life. And let's see. I want to keep rocking and rolling here. I was talking out loud when I asked about the yellow dots. Okay, stale audio. So that was right. So I was right about that. Front matter fixed. So everything should be good there. Let's see what happens when I chop into that. Front matter. I think all that stuff worked this time, so that's probably fine. All right, so it looks like, so if you're new to Sound Rewrite, this application allows you to I don't even know what the word is, but it's called text to voice, TTV, text to speech. And what it's enabling you to do is migrate text to audio so you can actually listen to your book. So I'm going to go ahead and generate. So this is one of the things, if you have been following this build, now it kind of gives you a little warning to tell you, hey, this is going to balance. This is going to take some of your balance. I feel like it needs to do a better job still at telling you how much of your balance it's going to take, but we'll work on that here soon. Go ahead and generate all this audio and make sure that the audio is good. My credit balance, I have 70 minutes available, so this is kind of weird. I need credits needed 3 minutes. Okay, that does kind of make sense. Okay. If you have any ideas about how I can make this app even better, let me know. But I'm gonna just I'm gonna do one more iteration here. So when doing the book or the front and back matter, it adds the pages, but it does not properly fill in the blanks. I thought that was kind of surprising because it just says book title, subtitle, and author name, but you know all that information, so it's already inside of the project details. So we shouldn't be having to do that extra work. I want you to fix the function that generates those things so that we don't have to redo that. And then I would like you to backfill my book. So one of the things that I like about Lovable is you don't actually have to manage any of the stuff inside of your build if you persist your application here. You can move this out into AWS and manage it through Claude Code and all kinds of stuff. But honestly, there's not a big reason to do it, in my opinion. I've been running some production apps now for several months, and while there are issues with Lovable from time to time, I quite frankly find them to be incredibly reliable. And I do work with a lot of different hosts for a lot of different websites. And so what I would say is keep it there. It makes it easy. And then you don't have to actually come in here and populate things manually. You can paste into the chat window and actually have it go and do things for you. So this is going to do now is it's actually going to go and change the database to reflect what I'm asking it to do. It's going to fix the code first, and then it's going to go on and move into the area of actually fixing my book. This is a little book that I wrote to be able to help people understand how this application works. And I'm going to delete the acknowledgements if I can figure out how to do that. I maybe not know how to do it. So I can't right click. Seems like, okay, let's figure out how to do that. I want to be able to delete a section from the outline. I need to be able to delete a section from the outlines. Right now, I've decided that I don't want to leave acknowledgements in this particular book. We'll put it in a different book. And I also want to delete the dedication, and I don't have a way to do that. And then the other thing that I need to cover is I feel like the book pitch, the outline, and the launch readiness should all have sort of like a welcome screen or something to indicate how it works. Because right now it's not super clear how to use the platform. I also believe that we had built a virtual tour, and the virtual tour is not actually up to date to be able to do the launch readiness part, so people won't know how to use that. I think that just a little bit of extra will help out. All right. Let's just take a look. It didn't backfill my book. It said it back. Oh, maybe I just need to refresh the screen. Sometimes that's the case. All right. Okay, yes, it did backfill my book. I don't have a subtitle, so I need to fix that. I want to think about different titles for this book. I'm not going to... I'm feeling a little bit zapped for energy on the creative front today, so I'm going to talk to Lovable here in a minute when it's finished doing whatever it's doing, and try to get the title improved a little bit, because I you know, it's kind of a promotional book, and while I'll make this free for people to download, it sounds promotional right now. So the other thing I need to figure out is this ISBN. One of the things about the launch readiness that I'm hoping for is that we also include instructions to people on how to do things like the ISBN, for instance. I don't think people are going to know how to do that. And I would argue that each of these steps, even when they're completed, you should still be able to get back into that section because I want to be able to review those things. And right now, from the Launch Ravens platform, it says it's complete, but I don't have. I have to click like 3 times to get to where I want to be. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is let's add that. I want to brainstorm potential different titles for this book. Finally, finish your book using sound rewrite. The thought that I have is that while I'll make this free on Amazon as a digital download, I feel like the book title is promotional to the app, and now it's not necessarily ideal for what we're trying to do. I don't think people are going to be compelled by it, so I want to think of some ideas. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today. I am Will Melton. I'm building 52 apps in 2026. You can see everything that I have already built at studio.willmelton.com. If you're a regular follower, I know you're tired of me visiting this website, pulling these sites up, but it is the journey I am on. You can also check out past episodes. So if you miss an episode and you want to follow along, maybe see something I was talking about before, you can check that out there. One of the other things that happens is I tag all of my episodes with which apps I'm building. So you can't see it here, and maybe it's because I haven't tagged it, or maybe it's only a one-way deal. So maybe we need to make it a two-way deal. I should be able to see videos that are associated with sound rewrite at the bottom there. But I believe that what I have is when you look at sessions, you can see the associated app, but not the other way around. And so that's a little improvement that we'll make right now. Presently, when I'm looking at sessions, I can see which apps are associated with them, but when I'm looking at apps, I cannot see sessions that are associated with them, and that seems like a big miss. Can we go ahead and loop that in? Let's use the same style of player and everything that you see here. All right. It's not a player, but it'll figure it out. Like I said, guys, end of a long couple of days of some physical labor. I'm feeling a little zapped, but I'm going to keep going because I try to commit to about an hour of time with you all. And what I'm really excited to do next is reinvigorate channel RVA, because I'm making a lot of media, and I'm making media, my team's making media, and they all have their own little home, but they also need to have a central home. And Channel RVA has always been this place where I could take what we've created and put it into a little central home. And obviously, we've got to get some other creators on the platform. So if you're in the Richmond area and you love what we are doing, if you love Richmond, you want to make Richmond a better place, I invite you to come and hang out and create some media with us. We can do written content, we can do podcast content, video content. You will see this show on channel RVA when I have it rebuilt. This is currently WordPress built, but I am moving away from WordPress. It has been a journey, but it's time. Strange to say it here to you all live, but we're not going to say goodbye entirely. We have a number of sites that we built that are actively on WordPress, and I don't think it's time to throw them away quite yet. But what we can do with this is incredible. It's really incredible. We can build faster, we can build more, we can do it way less expensively, and we can have it all, which is what I love. I kind of like this finally finish a writer's guide to actually completing your book. And because I don't dwell and I'm a fast mover, I'm going to go ahead and give this a new title. Okay. Oh, I was still in plan mode, so hopefully it goes. All right. Let's see. Book pitch. It's good outline. Has some dated audio, but maybe I missed something. What did it say before that yellow dot was? So that yellow indicator says that there's stale audio, but I don't see any stale audio. So let me just check this again. So I'm just going to type like this. When I'm not in an introduction, I have a little yellow dot on it, but when I go into the introduction, I do not see any stale audio markers. I don't know if I'm missing it, but it seems strange. So anyway, I can't be sure that there's only one person watching right now because it says there's only one person watching right now, but a minute ago, about 29 people for the live feed all at once, and I don't know what that was about. That's always interesting to me to try to understand. The algorithms are serving me up to a few more people, or if there's something else that I'm not aware of. But in any event, let me refresh the screen here so I can see if my book title took effect. Cool. All right. So I know that I'm going to have some stale audio on these. Okay, we have 3 dots now that allow me to delete a dedication, which is great.
I will enjoy every moment.
So I'm just working on getting this book ready to go while we are figuring out what's going on with all the rest. So that we can I don't even know if this email works, so I'll have to figure that out later. About the author. I gotta work on that one. Okay, cool. Playback indicator, not what I thought it was. So the About the Author section, we can go ahead and flesh out. There's lots of information about me online, so you can find my LinkedIn profile. You can find more information on Melton.com. You can find more information on exponent21.com, exponent21.com. And you can find out more on studio.willmelton.com that explains why I built this application. Go do a little bit of research and write a really good About the Author section. I did update the website that I want people to visit and my email address. So the rest is for you. I move fast. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for completion. I'm looking for launch readiness. So I don't need this to be my best work. I will most likely come back to this and read it and say, oh, I don't like that. I want to make that better. Which, you know, everybody kind of has a different way of doing things, but I personally think that it's better to be fast than to be perfect. And you can always come back. And yeah, first impressions matter, but I'd say at the same time, if you don't make any impression at all, does it matter? First impressions for bold action, fantastic, even if you're not perfect. All right, let's see what it said. Anything good about me? That's fine. I will generate the audio for that. That's fine. Okay. Right. There's a lot going on here, let me tell you. I'll fix that later, but oof. Oof. Ugly. All of the introductory text in the launch readiness is it's not formatted properly. Your headlines are not larger than the rest of the text. They're not bold. There's no paragraph spacing. I've told you about this before. It seems to be a common problem that you have. This is a normal website. Humans need to read this content. Also, no emojis. Get rid of them. Audio pass completed. I don't know where it needs to generate audio, but I'll let it go. All right. Sound Rewrite. SoundRewrite.com is the place to go. You can do a free trial on SoundRewrite.com. This is the place where you can upload your manuscript and organize it and finish it, because it is difficult to organize 50,000 words. Just say that's a chief challenge that we face. So these weird prices here, we'll have to figure that one out. It's because these ones are normal. We do have a program for coaches and editors and publishers. So if you're doing any of those things, We have room for you to help your authors with this platform. We actually have some dedicated features that allow authors to analyze their book, leveraging the insights that you share. So you can invite collaborators into your book. You can invite a coach. You can invite a editor. And let me get back in here so that I can show you what I'm talking about.
Drown in the sound. Fluid from Soma FM.
Let's get into the outline. That's where I need to be. And I can, oh, I'm still in the front end. That's fine. All right. I want to. Workspaces currently have ID numbers instead of logical names. And yeah, collaborators, editors, and coaches. So when you're in the outline, you actually can see the notes that are left behind. So I can play my audio, listen to my book. I can pause it anytime I want and leave a note behind so that I can come back and edit it later. So I don't have to stop what I'm doing. I can listen while I'm driving. I can listen wherever I am. And there's a little voice note function there so that you can just talk to it. You don't have to, all hands free. And then here's the place where your coach can leave pointers and strategy tips. And this is all something that my coach has helped me with, not for this particular book, but for the main book that I'm working on. And I haven't yet really pushed through with style checks yet, but essentially what we're looking for is consistency and comparison to our notes and strategy to make sure that what we're putting together meets the criteria that we've established. So a lot of really interesting features in this. There's a lot of AI analysis that goes on. I need to get to this again because this is something I pointed out before, but it's still doing it. No, but maybe it's not. I forgot that I'm looking at an old version of it. So let's try that. The AI analysis is what I wanted to see. Okay, that's good. Cool. Updating slugs for the workspace. We have about the authors finished. And title page. Things are a little slow here, so I'm slow. I'm feeling it on this end, but it might be my browser. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I'll close a few things out here just to give myself a little bit of extra compute power here. This is pretty extensive. I guess all the URLs had weird ID numbers, so that's going to take a little while. But my goal is I can generate a table of contents. My cover image, that's going to be where I get hung up here because I haven't done that yet. check something out really quickly. So it appears that adding the table of contents is not doing it. But I could tell that there is a really bad lag here. There's something that's sucking my browser's energy. I'm going to refresh my whole screen. Yeah, things are a little bit sluggish here. But in any event, we're going to be in business soon enough. And my goal is going to be to publish that book that I was showing you guys. Finally finish A Writer's Guide to Actually Completing Your Book. I'm excited about that title. I'm excited about the book. And I just need Lovable to kick back in here for me. I know it just did a lot of work getting my URLs fixed up, but I cannot do anything. I'm going to go ahead and publish this so that the updates that I do have are good. A couple of warnings on the security side that I'll check out offline, but no errors, which is great. And eventually this thing will unfreeze. Sometimes the one thing that I've done that I can tell you could sometimes work is logging out of Lovable and logging back in. Sometimes that works. Second refresh there seems to have done the job. Let me guys try to run the table of contents one more time. So this would be the one section that I don't generate audio for, because we don't need that. Same with this. I managed to add a new paragraph that I don't seem to be able to delete. All this software and hardware I'm running is eat my battery. I had pretty good battery life before this, but I guess that makes sense. All right, so I'm getting really close here, and light issue with computer power problem, but next time I will not do this without being plugged in, so thanks for that. Sorry about that. All right, I think we have what we need. I need an ISBN, so let's go figure out what to do there. I gotta figure out how to get an ISBN. Launch readiness still does not have guidance on how to get an ISBN number. That is important. It's a gap. All right, looks like I'm gonna need to get an account over here and probably pay to get an ISBN. Interesting. I will have to buy 10 ISBNs. That means I'm gonna need to write 10 books. I'm not gonna buy just one because I have 2 to release. So that is the cost of doing business, folks. You don't always see it. I pay for my lovable credits, and you know, it's in the background. I don't think too much about it, but it allows me to build a lot. But then you hit these little walls sometimes. So we'll get this going, and we'll get an ISBN. We'll get this book published once and for all. But yeah, that's it. We have we're gonna wrap up today because I hit a wall and I had a technical problem. But we're getting pretty darn close on this. I feel like our latest build is updated, so you guys can see all those latest features. And join me again on Saturday. I'll be on actually Saturday. I'm going to be off. I'm going to be at a board meeting for AI Ready RVA. So you'll have to join me on Sunday at 10 a.m. and you'll be able to see what I'm building then. I know that I'm going to be working on getting Channel RVA wired up so that I can have all these different applications and media sources feeding into the same central place. Lots of work to do, guys, but we can do it all. Thanks for joining me today. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys. Go over to studio.wellmelton.com to learn more about what I'm doing, and visit soundrewrite.com if you've got a book that you want to finish. It's time to do what it is that you aim to do. I hope to help you do that with all the things that I'm building. If you have an idea for something I can build to help you out, let me know. I'll work on it with you. Catch you guys next time. Have a great week.